This is a view of the light, a fire burning through the night. Oh, we rise, we shine, we take the fight. Oh, a view of the light.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another beautiful show of Spirit Sessions, A View of the Light. We are just so delighted that you're here, that we get to share some beautiful sacred space, working on our own personal growth, even our soul evolution, because all we want is to support each other. And just, it's up to us to create the world we want to live in, right? So, welcome, welcome, welcome. And
Hello,
here's,
everyone.
yeah, beautiful Rhonda, who's just working in the background, getting our guests, set up properly to enter our studio. So, in the meantime,
Oh, shall I do the land acknowledgement first?
oh, yes, please, could you, Rhonda?
I just kind of want to put this forward because before we were here, and we're all immigrants into this part of North America, I want to identify the first peoples that were here and to give a territorial acknowledgement. Today, we acknowledge the traditional indigenous territories on which we live, work, and learn. We wish to express gratitude for the resources we are using and honor all those who cared for the land before us. So that's just a little acknowledgement I like to say and think about every day as I get up and look at this land that we share, that we do not own. We are caretakers of this land. So
Thank you, Rhonda. It's good. And I don't see those land acknowledgements as like ticking the boxes and let's go on. It gives us an opportunity just to pause and to go within, right? Like,
right, absolutely.
because in my, experience, it's helpful to learn about, like when you travel, aren't you interested in the people whose lands you're traveling to? Don't you want to go to their museums, art galleries, interact with them, eat the food, dance to the music? Well, it's no different from the lands of the original guardians and earth keepers who, were present and still are present. And also acknowledging our own colonialism and how we got here and whatever impacts that may have happened and continue to happen. When I volunteer through, for instance, the Victoria Friendship Center, because I'm in Victoria, BC, Canada, for those who don't know, those struggles are still happening. They're still impacted with it. And you know something, when I do, say, intuitive readings with the local First Nations people, what always comes through, whether I ask for it or not, is the mediumshipness. When they're born here and live on a land, that whole community sinks roots deeply, deeply, deeply within. And they're part of the land. And it's so beautiful. It's so wonderful. And the ancestors keep coming through and they keep popping in. So it's a living legacy that happens in real time. And I'm always just thrilled to be able to share, sacred space with them there. So with the land acknowledgements, it's, check in. What do you know about the people who were here long before we were? So there we go. Yes. 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 Now, what I'm going to do for those who enjoy getting newsletters, there is a link in the chat. If you want to subscribe, it gives you a heads up on a weekly basis of our upcoming shows. It gives you quick one-click links to join us through Facebook or YouTube, for instance. And you can always hit reply and get back to us. And if you have a comment or a question or whatever you want. So it is handy to get them. And even if you just get it and go, no, not interested in this week, just delete it. Totally fine. And also, we are on YouTube, and every show, every YouTuber says, hey, please like and subscribe. This is important. It helps raise our profile within that. Even on Facebook posts, did you know if you do a thumbs up, that's wonderful, great support. But if you do a heart, that even elevates the post even more. So more people get to see it. So this is a beautiful, wonderful, wonderful thing. So how are you all doing there? Do you want to put maybe in the chat where you're from and
We've
how
got
you
Elizabeth here. She's just having a problem. She may have to go out again and come back in. We're just having a little problems connecting today. Her mic and her camera is not connected, so I'm going back and forth, and hopefully everybody will be okay.
Okay. Thank you, Rhonda.
Just about here, Elizabeth. So yeah, just about here. Sometimes exit and then allow your computer. Obviously I need a direct link. That is the direct link. Okay. Just 1 second. Okay. I'll keep fighting in the background. Teresa, you keep talking and carrying on with everybody. It's awesome. Okay.
Okay. Beautiful, beautiful. Well, sometimes this happens, but life is perfect. We are perfect. We are not broken. If that's one thing I know about working with clients, there is nothing to fix. So thank you for your comments here. I'm wondering, I have a deck of cards here. If you want me to pull a card for you, just for you, and I will do that and I will read it. How does that sound? The Mystical Shaman Oracle, co-created by Alberto Villotto, the prolific, beautiful Colette Baron Reed, and Alberto's wife, Marcella. So, yes, let's share cards. Okay. Teresa Warren, would you like me to pull a card for you? Shuffling. I think I'm taking that as a yes, because I see yes. There we go. Okay. Aw, Teresa, your card is the Circle. Isn't that beautiful? And knowing you personally, that epitomizes you perfectly, perfectly, perfectly. You're all about harmony, cohesion, bringing people together, and not just building community on the manifest, but in the unseen realms as too. That is exactly who you are. So okay, Danielle, I see that. So Teresa, the Circle, unification, interconnectedness, and a sense of continuum is what this card implies. The Circle reminds us we are all one, dancers in a unified, continuous, inclusive circle. This card reminds us of the cycles of life and the evolving self, ever changing and always connected, human, spirit, nature, the cosmos, all intrinsically connected. And a little continuation, Teresa. When the circle appears, it reminds you that you are connected to everything and everyone, including to spirit. Spirit's essence beats in your heart and inspires you to co-create your world, knowing that you count, that you have purpose in the world. Imagine even a smile to a stranger can change the course of life. When the circle invites you to dance in the sacred steps of life, know that your work, your love, your service brings greater value than you know. Stay the course, keep dancing, and all will be well. Oh, my dear, I love you so much. Thank you for being present because you create more love, more light in my world. So I appreciate you. And thank you for letting me draw a card for you. Beautiful, beautiful. So Danielle also gave permission. And of course, whatever pings you, I mean, maybe that card I drew specifically for Teresa, but just soak up like a thirsty flower soaks up rain, whatever nourishes and nurtures you. Okay, Danielle, just a quick tune in. There we go. And Danielle, the card for you is the spiral. The spiral. So just give me one moment here to flip through it. The spiral for Danielle or anybody else who this might speak to. From galaxies in the sky to diminutive shells at the beach, the spiral is found extensively in the natural world. Its shape in the form of a coiled serpent has been used since ancient times as a tool for growth and transformation. The spiral is a guide for entering deep into one's consciousness and the unknown, and then extending far out into the heavens. It is crucial to surrender to this journey until the exhausted paradigm dissolves in the depths of the psyche and its energy is released to give birth to a new reality. Ooh, Danielle, do you feel you're the epitome of someone who's living in today's world and everything that's going on? Anyways, let me continue, okay? The invitation for you is to renew yourself. Oh, to renew yourself, you must shed your old skin. You have already done this, so do not keep scraping away at the old, but welcome the soft new skin that is starting to grow. Break the habit of working on your faults all the time and let nature take its course. Know that a new skin feels vulnerable, true, very true, and scary at times. Very vulnerable and very sensitive at times. So trust the medicine of the spiral as it guides your journey of renewal. And, I'm an intuitive as well. If I can just take that a little further, Danielle, just sort of tuning in here. Yes. And this is part, whatever your biggest challenge might be right now, this is part of one of your master lessons in this life. So again, like stay the course, nourish and nurture yourself, slow down, take time to drop into whatever that might be with you, and then go be in your heart space and dial up the love and allow the love to soften and start melting away the jagged edges or whatever. And if there's no big challenges for happening now, well, you can do that for the collective. You can do that for the collective. Thank you, Danielle, for loving that. Okay. Oh, Kim. Hi, Kim. How you doing? Okay, Kim. Thank you for giving me permission. As Rhonda is still helping Elizabeth get her text sorted out.
We're almost there.
Okay. So again, this is the Mystical Shaman Oracle, one of my favorite decks, and just tuning into Kim. There you are. Kim, your card is the Council. And yes, numerologically, number 11. I should point that out. Okay, let me just go there. Don't know this card that well. It doesn't really come up much. In fact, I think this is the first time it's come up. So for Kim, the Council. The Council are the luminous beings who hold the collective wisdom of humanity. They are the ones before whom you will do your life review when you cross into the world of spirit. A life review is when we place our good and bad deeds on a divine scale and attempt to explain why we did not love or forgive or dare as greatly as we might have. And just a little aside, I heard recently that might be more of an old Matrix thing, something that was instilled that, in the future, when I die, I'm going to experience shame or guilt. So, might not even be happening. Okay, continuing on. Know that their wisdom, the council's wisdom, is available to you at all times when you live in a state of yes, in an unconditional relationship with life. They remind you of your place around a sacred fire, which has been reserved for you since the beginning of time, my dear. You will claim it when you own your inner wisdom. And you are. I know you personally. You are. The invitation for you, Kim, and for anybody else who feels, they resonate with this. The council has a message for you. Listen to your inner senses. The handwriting is already on the wall, so look about you and you will discern its meaning. Do not wait for further signs. Embark on the journey to love deeply, forgive sincerely, and dare greatly. Take the leap without requiring life to assure you of success. The council. And there's your card. And anyone, if you want to, post how that landed for you. Okay. Let's see, Kim. Got it. A question. Okay, no other card pull permissions or requests. And Teresa's asking me a question. The story of my very first deck and where that led you. Oh my gosh. I did the math. My very first deck I purchased 50 years ago. Yes, 50. 50 years ago. Oh my gosh, it amazes me. And I remember it as if it was yesterday. Walking down the street in my early teens, and there was a garage sale. So, of course, I stop at the garage sale, look at the table, and there was a deck of Rider-Waite cards there. And I looked at them, and I never heard about tarot consciously that I remember, but I was so drawn to the deck. I thought, that's a tarot deck. And I reached down, I picked up the deck and I held it, and these huge vibrations just went through my entire body. And that was one of the first times I was aware of the energy field around me as well, because the vibrations kind of rang out, let's say, into my aura or something like that. And I felt rooted to the spot. And it was like something kind of clicked or synced up, and it moved me to my center. And it was almost like it was sticky, where I didn't want to put it down, like, sticky in a good way, where I didn't want to put it down. And I didn't, and I paid the whatever dollar for it or whatever, which was a bit of money at the time, but I knew I had to have it. And so I brought that deck home and I put it, somewhere special in my bedroom. And I just kept going back to it. It was like repeat, getting those things there. And what that was now, all these decades later, it was the energies of it were slowly like trickling in. And it was like an osmotic experience, absorbing what the deck means, what it could mean. I mean, I pulled cards and I read the little book and look up the meaning, but it wasn't about that. It was about the energy of having access to the unknown, let's say, for that. And clearly, I still love cards. I was selling them here at the local, intuitive fairs and festivals. And sometimes I would have, over 100 different decks for people to choose from. And each little stack of unopened for sale decks on top had an open demo deck. So people could maybe try before they buy. And it's just because, we can get fooled. I mean, how many people bought a CD and only ended up liking one song, right? So this is a good way for that to, so people can do that. So I've been known as the Oracle card expert, I guess. I might make a deck at some point. I don't know. But how about you guys? What's your first deck story? We would love to hear that. And Rhonda, shall I just continue on?
At this point in time, yeah, you can ask somebody else. We're still trying.
Okay.
Yeah, need FaceTime.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. There we go. So it looks like scaredy in secrets. I'm sorry if I pronounce that wrong. I got it said. You can pull one for me. Okay, just a quick tune in. It's just like I'm gently touching in with your higher self here. There we go. So I pull one. Ooh, I got this one the other day. So this is for scaredy and secrets. You pulled card number 33, magic. Magic. Okay. There we go. Magic. The essence. This symbol represents the infinite intelligence of Great Spirit that makes up the fundamental fabric of the universe. We experience the evidence of this magic through synchronicity or meaningful coincidence. And the invitation for you: when magic appears, you're invited to see the world through the eyes of wonder and awe, taking on the innocence of a child who knows that all things are possible. Infinite potential exists in the great mind, and you are being invited to call in and recognize the dance in synchronous events, signs, symbols, and omens given to you through the oracle of the ordinary world. Colette Baron Reed would call those cledons. If you hear a snippet of a conversation that is just, gives birth to an aha moment or a song on the radio, that kind of thing. Continuing on, this is a sign that Spirit is reminding you that you co-create your world in a sacred partnership. Your part is to dream, to intend, and to watch for the signs that show you what next action to take or not to take, meaning we don't always have to respond or take action. Right now, it appears that you are on the right track to make your dreams come true. Congratulations. Great Spirit is listening and acting on your behalf. Pay attention, for magic gives birth to miracles. Oh, isn't that delightful? Magic, magic. And I'm just going to tune in just a little more to, give you something a little more on that. This is multi-life. You've been tapping into the realm of magic for many lives, and maybe you're aware of that. So what it is, and many lives, I'm seeing them like layered and stacked almost as a foundational template for life after life after life. In particular, the elemental world. So maybe you're a tree talker, or you're good at working with the elements, the elementals, even the Davic realm. Right? The Davic realm bring through the blueprints from Spirit, and then through there, the elementals come through and actually construct, the earth, air, fire, water, etc. So I just want to add that little extra for you. And again, everyone, feel free to comment on whatever came through for you. Oh, Teresa, wowzers, 50 years. That was when I got my first deck. No, I don't have it anymore. I let it go. I let it go. But that created room for me to have like 150 decks. When people tell me, "Oh, I've got lots of decks. I got 10 decks." Oh, that's nice. How many decks do you have? Oh, okay.
My husband says I have too many decks.
Okay.
I'm still struggling getting ahead of Elizabeth, but let's put it this way. If we can't get her on today, we have another spare spot open in March, and that we'll get her on again. And
Yeah, I think
this happens all the time, but we're having fun, so this is the way we go. Daniel said 2, and I'm just seeing what we come up with. We're going to try to FaceTime and get in touch with her that way. You have to check out her new book. I'm going to tell you all what her new book is. Elizabeth Joyce is an international respected psychic, spiritual teacher, author, and healer, known by, hi Teresa, known for her profound insights into consciousness, multi-dimensional reality. After her surviving a life-changing stroke, Elizabeth received extraordinary revelations that inspired her newest book, Mysteries Revealed Beyond Mortal Boundaries. She is recognized as one of the world's top psychics and has appeared on major media outlets, but not here yet. But we're going to have her.
Hey, Rhonda.
Nice to see you, Teresa. I'm still working with her. We can't seem to get her devices.
What is it that we need? Okay.
No, it's okay, Teresa. It's okay. It's her
I'm
devices.
here to help Teresa because I know she's sweating balls over there, pulling card after card. So I came to share cards with her.
She is an expert at this. I have no worries on that. I will bow out here. So let me go back to two.
I love pulling cards.
Oh, sorry, Teresa. Where did Teresa go? Here, I've got to get you back up to Teresa. Yeah, get me out of here. Okay. Get me, leave. Oh man, I am struggling today with technology in the most severe way. There. They've changed our little dimensions here, and I got to get back in and fix our little spirit sessions. I don't know who's been playing in our studio. Anyways.
Well, sometimes things get reset, like spontaneously. I don't know if it's because of an update or whatever.
Well, heck, we're all probably on a new timeline and just getting used to it. Like what the heck?
Thank you, Teresa,
for all the chaos, but we are having fun, and your messages are landing so home in the heart. That place where when you hear a message, you want it to hit there. Yeah. Oh my God, your words are beautiful. I love it.
Well, thank you for that, dearest Teresa. And I think the better the messages that come are not my messages, but the one from Spirit. So I still hear what you're saying, but the less it has to do with me, the better it is.
Yeah, I get it. That's beautiful still. And thank you for that story. Aren't those so special?
How about you? When did you get your first deck, Teresa?
Well, I got myself a deck before I knew what the decks were. Okay. Yeah. And I couldn't figure out what kind of game is this. I couldn't understand it. But finally there was this animal medicine deck that I got. It's right over there. I didn't bring it. And I learned all the animal medicines, the buffalo medicine, turkey medicine, otter. Oh my God. And I had so much fun learning all those inside and out. And that was probably my first one that I really took to heart. You know what I mean? When I started, I didn't know anything about me being psychic until after I took the classes with Emily to learn the Akashic records. Right. So back then was only discovery time for me. You know what I mean? And it wasn't the same like you feeling that wow relationship with the deck. It's like you could feel that pull. It wasn't. I was probably drawn in by the artwork and the Native American teachings that it was sharing.
Yeah. Was that the medicine cards by Jamie Sam?
That one. That's the one. Yeah. And I've got the second deck because that first deck all used up, right? You know what I mean? It's like, oh my God. It's like, and so I got the second deck, which had more cards added to it.
Yeah, like, she added 8 more cards, 8 new cards to it. And I think that was largely when I remember, like by request, people kept saying, hey, you don't have this. And yes, there was blank cards in both decks for you to add them. But I think they were wanting like the commentary, and she writes so beautifully.
Yes, the stories in there. Maybe I'll go get that. Yeah, you go get it. Maybe we could share a few cards from that because those are beautiful stories, aren't they?
Yeah, and they're very relatable. She created a deck that's relatable, and we could find ourselves. In all the decades I've been working with decks, there's 1 or 2 decks that just don't seem to work, which I find interesting. And studying with Colette Barron-Reed as her student for a few years, they need to be synced up with, say, the hero's journey or the
Okay.
fool's journey. They need to be linked up with some kind of archetypal energies in order for us to be able to connect with them.
So,
You know?
at the creation in the first place, or is this something once you have it, a connection you make
It's for the tarotists, for instance, the people
for the
that
ones
create
making
them.
it?
They need to make sure that it's comprehensive and includes all aspects, all facets of our beings, so we could find ourselves there. So
Oh, do you
that's
think that
it.
would apply to affirmation decks? Because in my class, like I'm doing neurographic type of artwork, and these are the backs of, and I'm making an affirmation. I have 40 cards by the end of the year. Each
Ooh,
month I add 4 more. So
I
I hope
uh,
that works. Just an
per,
affirmation, pull one a day,
yeah,
you know?
perhaps I think affirmations are a little different.
Yeah.
Because say tarot or oracle decks speak to the gestalt as a whole and they're kind of fixed, like you publish the
Yeah.
deck, there it is, right?
Yeah.
But the affirmations continue to evolve
Yeah.
based on the times we are in,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
So I think they're more direct channeling, say, for what's relevant for you, for instance, and or the people you work with,
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
a tarot deck or an oracle deck is made like for everybody,
Yeah.
everywhere, right?
Yeah.
But
I love it.
there's like 90% crossover. So this is a case of this and that is both true.
Oh, yeah. Isn't that neat, though? I love that. That's fascinating.
Yeah. Absolutely, absolutely. So tell us more about the neurographic art that you're doing, if you're up for sharing about it. That, like, maybe for people who don't know what that
Well,
means.
what it is there's a real craft called neurographica, which was invented by all my notes are over there in my basket, my tote, and he's from Russia, and he's an architect and and like a social worker or
Okay.
a therapist,
Mhm.
And so he invented a technique that helps people because it works with the neurons in the brain and helps you to rewire them as you do the artwork. But his artwork is for trained people. You know what I mean? It's people who are already therapists and stuff, and they go on and
Okay.
get certified. The
Hmm.
stuff I'm doing is more like doodling, using it for doodling. And to me, it still builds the neural networks because just like if you're sitting down writing affirmations 25 times, trying to do the thing or whatever, you're ingraining a new superhighway in your mind, right? You're
Hmm.
building new neural pathways. And so
Right,
to me,
and rising up from old ones that maybe
yes.
no longer serve, right?
And so you get rid of patterns. And so for my class that started last week, we're working on safety. And
Mm.
so this was my first one. It is safe to be me. And so I really wanted to use the purples and stuff on it, but then I looked at it and safety, well, that has to do kind of with the root chakra. It kind of has to do with me for even the sacral chakra, me having the confidence enough to be me that I can create, you know what I mean? And then of course that automatically brings in the solar plexus. So this whole safe to be me thing, I found out took a whole lot more colors than I really expected. And then so this is my little journal. And next week, next week we're working with angels. So I can't wait. Yeah, it's going to be
Ooh,
so much
oh,
fun. And then I
that's
get to add 2 new cards to my deck. So
okay. Oh, thank you so much for sharing that. That's so fascinating that we could actually alter our consciousness and the
yeah,
way we um envision ourselves or our worlds or experience ourselves in our worlds by doodling. Like
yeah. Well, you know
that
why though? Because this goes right up our alley. Okay, anytime we are jumping into artwork, whether it's poetry or singing, dancing, or sculpting or wire wrapping, anytime that puts us out of our mind where we're blocking everything and right back into our heart where we open up. And once we open up in our heart, it's kind of like being in the feminine, right? Our divine feminine. Now we're open to receiving. So doing the artwork, doodling, as if it's nothing, but doodling. And here we are opening ourselves up to exactly what we've put on the paper. Now, on the back of the paper, you can even write blockages that you've had to this or what you hope to achieve. You know what I mean? Just, it's kind of a rambling. And all of these thoughts go through because, of course, you're drawing and you're going to be thinking about dinner or what's Teresa Warren going to do now? Oh my God. Or, you know what I mean? Because is she going to mess up everything or what? But it's like you're thinking of, then you bring yourself back. You remind yourself of the affirmation that you made, keep drawing. And I love it. And the first time it worked for me that proved it, I was really scared to drive in Nashville. Our tires were bald on my car, and they drive really fast out here in Nashville, and I'm not used to that. And it's a big city, and my daughter had to have her teeth worked on. It's like, oh my God, and it's 90 minutes away from home. I was so anxious about this, okay? And so I made up a little neurographic art about how I wanted ease and how it was fun to go and there was adventure. I wanted what I really wanted out of it. I wrote on the back and boom, instantly, as soon as I was starting to color it, no more anxiety about that. So
Interesting.
I got a whole folder full of things I got to do now because it's like, ooh, this stuff works.
We might be having some success. We're going to see. You never know. Okay.
Hearing you share, Teresa, it reminds me, isn't it odd how we do things long before we recognize that we're walking the spiritual path? In my grade 7 class, I did a presentation on doodles and what they might mean. And so I did a presentation that, whatever you draw, etc. And the teacher was so impressed, he got another teacher to get all his 30 students to doodle something. He gave it to me, and I did an interpretation of the doodles and what they meant. And they went back to the doodlers.
Awesome. So this is Elizabeth Joyce, everyone. And she's just setting up her iPhone. If you can't come in one way, we figure another way out. It took a little bit of time, but believe me, Elizabeth is well worth. She just has to get. We just have to get centered again. Yes, now there you are. Please meet Elizabeth Joyce. I'm going to put you on solo layout for a second here, Elizabeth. Everybody can still
have a mic.
I can hear you. You don't need a mic. I can hear you perfectly. You just have to turn up your volume. Just turn up your volume. Oh, there. Yep.
That's on. The camera's on.
The camera's on. You're on.
I don't know why.
Yeah, everything's good. See?
Probably because I went.
Oh, just look. No, you're going to have to look on your phone.
What
You're
happened?
going to have to look on your phone. Hi, Elizabeth. You see us? Oh, sorry.
I can't go
there,
on the computer.
There you are.
At the same time. Are you there?
Yeah.
Yes.
We're all here.
I can't hear you.
You can't hear us? Oh, turn up your volume on your phone, maybe.
Box saying right there, under her name, right there. What's
You're in the show.
Yep, you're on the show. You just need to turn up your volume.
I don't know.
Okay. Well, this is Elizabeth Joyce, everyone. We're still having a bit of technical.
There's no voice. I can't hear you. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
This is crazy.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to put Elizabeth down.
Everyone can see and hear me. Hi.
Yes. Hi. Yeah, yes. We can hear you perfectly.
But I can't hear you. You all of a sudden went off.
That's weird. Let me look and see.
It shows audio on camera.
You're on camera.
I don't understand.
Can you hear us? You can't hear us. Maybe you have your mute. Turn up your volume.
Do you need to call me back?
Let me see. Yeah, I'll call you back. Okay. Yeah. Well, we may have to change this to another day. This is the fun we have on Spirit Session.
So.
Okay. I'm gonna. remove, and I'll let you keep going on because you've got lots of people.
There's something about.
Yeah. There. I'm going to
Okay.
put her down here, and I'm going to talk to Elizabeth. Sorry.
Okay, so should I pull I have another deck at hand. Should I
Oh,
pull
for
a
sure.
card for the collective? Is
Yep.
that okay? Okay. Hey, everybody. Now we get to experience one of Colette Baron Reed's decks. Colette Baron Reed, Postcards from Spirit. And a lot of people aren't aware of this deck, but it is brilliant. You know, how some decks, like the cards land, this one always speaks volumes. And they're pretty. Like the back of them are different images of like postcards, so they're all different. And the front has like about a page of words. So this is a card from Colette Baron Reed's Postcard from Spirit for the collective, for everybody.
Oops. No, that's not working.
I don't know what's going on.
Sorry.
This is crazy.
Okay. So I'll just continue on then. So Postcards from Spirit. Dearest you, we have a secret to share with you. If you act as if all is well, it will be. Act as if you are brave and you will have courage. Act as if you are loved, and you will be a magnet for love and experience the love of Spirit. Act as if your prayers have been answered, as if you are truly in sync with good fortune. How you think is how you will see the world, interact with it, and draw conclusions from it. If you want to be the person who has the life you want, co-creating and loving what is yours, you need to start acting as if that were the truth. Don't worry about the conditions in your life that seem empty or cavernous, chaotic or barren. These are temporary and don't even count. Defy them and act as if you are the luckiest person on the planet. You will be. You already are. That's the real secret. You are infinite potential. And a little postscript. Loving you so much. Rainbows explode in the ether. You guys want to feel some rainbows? Just there we go. Okay, sharing rainbow energy with everybody. Oh, you're feeling that. I can sense people like dancing and twirling, almost like fairy energy. Beautiful. Sharing rainbows. That's one of the healing, or I did Denise Lynn's course on elemental space clearing. And one way, after you clear, one way to add beautiful energy is to imagine you have a basket that's full of rainbows and you reach in and you like throw a rainbow, throw another one, throw rainbows all around the room, blessing the space with rainbow energy. Another technique is having a basket, and instead of, tossing rainbows to land with all their beauty and delight, is imagine a basket of flowers. And, roses, violets, bright, sunshiny daffodils, whatever it is. And it's not done just emptily. You kind of align a bit first with the energy of the rose and the love you feel. You align with the bright, sunshiny optimism of the daffodil, whatever it happens to be. And like all these affirmations, we practice feeling those, and we broadcast those out. And the universe, when we send out a coherent, clear signal line, mirrors it back to us. So you are the rainbow, you are the rose and the daffodil and the fresh green grass, whatever it is for you. So I wanted to share that. Yeah, this deck, Postcards from Spirit, It's like an encouragement. You know, sometimes you want a friend to talk to, but there's no one around, or you just need just a little something, a little pep talk in some way. I highly recommend Postcards from Spirit. Well, frankly, anything by Colette Baron Reid, but Postcards from Spirit. Is there anybody else here who hasn't had a card and would like one? Please just let me know, or post, how you doing with all the energetics these days? I know that there's a lot of light coming through. A lot of people are having trouble sleeping or waking up at 1 o'clock in the morning. And it's my understanding and my experience and you're going to hear this 1,001 times, but just to ground, just to help integrate all these beautiful gifts that are coming through. Because when the light comes through, it dials up our light inside. So we have to nourish our bodies to be able to withstand this, so it doesn't tip us into overwhelm or, frap our nervous systems, etc. So take really good care of your nervous system. One really good way to do that is an oldie but a goodie from Donna Eden in the energy medicine. If your system is on the fight or flight, cortisol driven, and you want to shift it from the sympathetic to the parasympathetic nervous system dominance, this is what you do. Take a finger and you trace around your eyes like that. And you just go around your eyes, starting with what would be your left eye. So like that. And you just keep tracing, and you will get to a moment when you will get the urge to yawn. So yawn. And when you do that, I'm feeling it, when you do that, that means your system has shifted from the fight or flight sympathetic nervous system to the parasympathetic, feed and breed. And this is where your body remembers it can heal itself. It's not quite being on a Reiki table, but it's the next best thing, and it's quick and effective, and it's free. So please remember that, everybody. Remember that.
And speaking of Reiki, I'd like to send out Reiki for all of our listeners and watchers today, just because I feel like I'm so sorry. Sometimes the tech works, sometimes it doesn't, and sometimes it's a perception of the tech. So we'll just take it like Spirit said, another day is better. So we're going to just take it that way. And Teresa and I will send you a big Reiki blast of beautiful connected light, so we can connect to the source and collect to Gaia, and we can just fill ourselves with light. Because when we fill ourselves with light, we fill everyone around us with that light. And when they can see our light, they are reminded of their light, and they shine. And when we all shine together, the darkness has to run away.
Oh, aho, indeed.
So,
and what I'm sharing here is the holy fire Reiki. So just relax on the surface you are on, finding your breath.
And if you're in a vehicle, just imagine it filling your whole vehicle with light. And then you become a vehicle in a vehicle full of light.
I love that. All you need to do is breathe and receive. Allow it to infuse your body, this beautiful, loving energy. And if you like, you can direct it to somewhere in particular, whether it's a physical symptom or something mental, emotional, that you would just like some added support here. Allow the Reiki energy to infuse into those areas, those aspects of your life. Not to dial up the volume and what could be challenging circumstances, but like Rhonda said, to add the light, to melt away any blocks, resistance. And if you're feeling it strongly, you could allow some of that energy to flow off into, your environment. Maybe there's, a pet that you have, or a plant, or a crystal, anything else. Share the light. It is infinite, eternal, inexhaustible. Okay, I'm feeling a little pushback here now, Rhonda, so maybe I'll taper off a bit. Okay.
Yeah.
There we
I love
go.
it when the energy bounces back. It means
Yeah.
things are getting filled up. And
Yeah.
I love it. I
Yeah.
love that connection. I love that. People think, oh, how does that work? You're watching us now. You're listening to us now. It's all energy. All is energy. I remember just putting up a post today. Energy is everything. Whether you're talking about Einstein, Tesla, Planck, it's all energy. And if it's Teresa and Rhonda, we're telling you, it's all energy today. So this is what happens when the boss goes away. We screw everything up. No.
Oh, right. She already jumped on and joined us.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. I'm looking for my announcements. I'm going to see if I have announcements. I didn't find my announcements. So, but
I have an announcement for next show. Is that what you're?
Yes, please.
Yeah. Okay. So a week today, Sunday, February 12th at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 noon Eastern, and 5 p.m., GMT, UTC, Britain time, we'll welcome our guest, Brooke Ashley, an evidential medium and paranormal investigator with Earthly Imprint Paranormal. Brooke pulls back the veil between worlds, sharing how she bridges science, spirit, and the paranormal to deliver clear, verifiable messages from loved ones in spirit. Oh, that sounds fascinating. What's the name of the article? Something like Love Beyond the Veil, or the episode Love Beyond the Veil.
Yeah, that is awesome. I have a quick little near-death experience. It was a passing of my father. And when he died, I was in the room. I was privileged enough to be in the room with him. And I was giving him Reiki to help him smooth his passage. And his aura just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It was very interesting. I saw somebody run past the room. And I went out to look, and there was nobody in the doorway. When I came back, he had transitioned. And when he transitioned, so that was number one weird thing. Apparently, he decided to visit my children an hour north of where we were. And he came in, and my daughter didn't know at the time. She's yelling at her brother, Daniel, turn off the hall light, turn off the hall light. And Daniel yells from his bedroom, which is next to hers, I'm not up. What are you talking about? And she said there was somebody standing in her doorway with this bright light around. So she said it frightened her because she didn't know what had just happened, and she closed up. She said, had I known it was Pop, I wouldn't have put my covers over my head and walked away. So that was that. Yeah. So that was interesting. Wow. So Love Beyond the Veil. He wanted to see his grandchildren one more time. So that was pretty cool. I know.
Brenda, thank you. Thank you for sharing that very deeply personal story. Thank you. And I think as time goes by, people are more aware or comfortable. The stories just add to the understanding that there is life beyond death, and we are more than just our physical vehicles. Absolutely.
Yep. Yes. And I have to say that I started panicking about getting in touch with Elizabeth early this morning, and I'm sure it was a premonition that this was why. Listen. So this is a note to everybody out there. Listen to your intuition. If you think there's a problem, there probably is. I'm going to be one. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like thinking, gee, maybe I should bring my umbrella when I go out today. How many times have we thought that and we don't? And then of course it rains,
And we're
Shall I let people?
Yeah, go ahead.
Shall I let people know about the show that's after the one
Oh,
with
absolutely love for you to know. Yes.
Ashley? Yeah, so 2 weeks from today, on Sunday, February 22nd, we are honored to welcome Vivian Chauvet. And the title for this show is Arcturian Origins, Vivian's Journey.
Oh, that
On
sounds
this episode, we welcome Vivian Chauvet, Arcturian ambassador and real, true intergalactic teacher, for a powerful conversation on starseeds, galactic origins, and humanity's evolving consciousness.
and
Yes, for those familiar with this aspect of life, that's not paranormal, but actually very normal. This is going to be huge. This is really huge. Yeah, she's very well known in this world. Yeah,
that's really cool.
Mm,
I
yeah.
don't know if any of you had a chance to join Teresa's class. I think it's beginning. Class begins on Tuesday, but you'd have to check out and see if she has any spaces left. I know it's already started, but she may have catch up. And it's Mystic Lines, where inner work meets myth, magic, and meaning. So check out Teresa's page and check us out. Check out the announcements on our Spirit Sessions Facebook page, because I'm sure there was a post done about that.
Yeah. She shared what she did last week. And she also said that this week the class is going to be on connecting with the angels.
Yeah, very cool.
Which is, yeah.
Very
And I
cool.
posted in the chat again the link if anyone wants to click on it to subscribe to our newsletter, if that's something that's interesting. And it came up
Absolutely
again.
free. Like
Yeah,
everything.
absolutely. Oh, of course, absolutely free. And it says an error occurred. Was the stream deleted on Facebook? And that's our Spirit Sessions Facebook. So
No.
maybe that's another
No.
techie thing. I don't know.
Oh, I see. That's weird. Anyways,
Yeah.
no, it looks like everything's going. So
Oh, good.
anyways, we're still here, and I wish you all well, and I hope you have a good day and make good choices. and connect to the light every day, because that's where we get all our energy and our love from, and connect to
That's
that.
right. The light is the truth. Everything else is transitory.
That's for sure.
Absolutely.
Cheers, everyone. Thank you so much for being with us today. Thanks.
Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
This is a view